Introducing St. Joseph Educational Ministries. The Sisters of St. Joseph have been passionate about education since the 1836 arrival in the United States of the first 6 sisters from Lyon, France. Their original mission was to teach the deaf in St. Louis, Missouri. St. Joseph Institute for the Deaf was founded in 1837. The sisters expanded to many states and many ministries. Today, the teaching ministry includes 2 universities and 2 academies, each with a century of continuous service. The sisters maintained a prominent presence in each institution. Many taught, held administrative positions, or served on boards of directors. Hundreds of sisters, most with many decades of committed service. Their schools provided quality education, instilled Catholic values, developed lasting friendships, and deepened the faith of the students. Through their educational ministry, the sisters assisted faculty, staff, and students in serving the dear neighbor without distinction. This openness to diversity, acting justly, and caring for a world in need is central to the charism of the Sisters of St. Joseph and is embedded in the culture of each of these institutions. Avila University, Kansas City, Missouri. Fontbonne University, Clayton, in suburban St. Louis, Missouri. St. Teresa's Academy, Kansas City, Missouri. St. Joseph Academy, Frontenac, in suburban St. Louis, Missouri. St. Joseph Institute for the Deaf, co-located in St. Louis, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. The sisters are working today as responsible stewards in taking action to further involve the laity in their education ministry and to establish a ministerial public juridic person to ensure the continuation of each institution as Catholic and personifying the charism of the Sisters of St. Joseph in caring for the dear neighbor without distinction. Beginning in the 1960s, the sisters invited laymen and women to take up leadership roles in these ministries, including serving on boards of directors, while retaining meaningful connections with the St. Louis province. The 2007 Congregational Chapter of the Sisters of St. Joseph of Carondelet called them to deepen communion with and within the Church. Their work in sponsorship is one dimension of their response. In 2013, the Congregational Chapter issued a call to partner with New Eyes. In this spirit, they engage collaboratively with the leadership of each educational ministry to develop a plan to ensure the ongoing sustainability as Catholic schools in the CSJ charism. From 2002, the St. Louis province engaged in theological reflection and discernment on ministry and sponsorship. In 2014, the St. Louis Province Chapter called for a focused attention on sponsorship. Subsequently, province leadership called together a task force on sponsorship made up of sisters from the province. After study and consideration, they recommended moving forward in collaboration with leaders from each sponsored ministry. In 2016, province leadership established a sponsorship collaborative group composed of the president, board chair, and one other designee from each of the 5 sponsored educational institutions. The collaborative met with province leadership and the province sponsorship task force. Meeting multiple times over several years, this group developed and refined a plan for St. Joseph Educational Ministries and helped prepare a petition that went to Rome. This plan was finalized and endorsed by the province leadership team, the sponsorship task force, the sponsorship collaborative, the Sisters of St. Joseph congregational leadership, as well as local bishops where ministries are located. In 2018, the sisters submitted the petition to Rome to establish St. Joseph Educational Ministries as a ministerial public juridic person of apostolic right. In 2020, Rome issued a decree formally establishing St. Joseph Educational Ministries. To move the project forward, the sisters gathered an inaugural group of members to begin formation to become the first members of St. Joseph Educational Ministries. This formation group, called the Sponsorship Network, began meeting in 2020, first face-to-face and then by video conference, to prepare to take up the responsibilities of St. Joseph Educational Ministries. The collaborative will complete its work by developing and participating in a coordinated communication plan for St. Joseph Educational Ministries at each institution, and by implementing the transition of sponsorship from the Sisters of St. Joseph directly to sponsorship by the Sisters of St. Joseph through St. Joseph Educational Ministries. Once the communication plan is in place, we will celebrate a public launch of St. Joseph Educational Ministries, in which the inaugural members will be formally installed as members of St. Joseph Educational Ministries. The Sisters of St. Joseph and the educational ministries themselves will work together to transition their sponsorship relationship to St. Joseph Educational Ministries over the year following the public launch. Through all of this, the mission continues to be to bring all into unity with God and with one another and with all creation. We do this through prayer, through direct service, and through ministry, partnering with others to serve the dear neighbor, standing with and for the poor and the vulnerable, and by advocating for systemic change.